Hi everybody, welcome back to Windy Ridge Apiaries. We're currently at Windy Ridge Bee Yard, and today is moving day. We're going to take the two Carniolans, hive number 1 and 2 here, and we're going to move them down to Holyoke. We're also going to grab two other hives, the latest swarms. I'm pretty sure one is a swarm, the other one I'm not so sure, but we'll find out once we get them down there, probably in a day or two. And we're going to move everything to Holyoke. We'll still have two up here, the really weak hive right next here, and then of course the stronger hive, which I think was the one that swarmed out of there, at least one swarm, maybe a couple swarms. But so that's what we're doing today. I'm joined today by my Windy Ridge Apiaries YouTube channel executive director, Diane. She's off to the side laughing here, and you'll see her in just a bit. But the one I've talked about before, the executive director. And maybe I'll be sleeping out on the couch tonight. No, we don't have a good couch anyway. Anyway, that threw me off there. Thank you, dear. So we're doing the move today. Give you a little idea how we do it. It's probably not really a conventional way, but when there's only two of us here and we're kind of in rough terrain here, don't have a hive lifter with wheels or anything fancy like that. So we're gonna resort to 2x2s and ratchet straps to get things moving here. One of the advantages to, as you'll see in just a little bit here, to telescoping covers is that they got the edges that come out over the side, and the 2x2s can just come up and rest under that. And we use, of course, the ratchet straps to hold everything in. So with that, forgot. Last night was about 11:30 at night or so. I came out and I put some screens down on the front of the hives here. The girls are not very happy with me for doing that. You can see them, and I'll try and get a close-up here in just a second. There's a bunch of them here along the entrance that are just chomping at the bit to get out. And so I put these number 8 hardware cloth screen in there, and I stapled it in a few times to hold everything together. Try to keep them from escaping, especially during the ride down there. And I also closed up the entrances on the two swarm boxes that, the discs. So it was, shouldn't say closed up, I used the ventilation over the main entrance hole. So we should be ready to go as far as that's concerned. And let's get you a little close up here of the girls, as they are not all that happy with me at this moment in time. Maybe you can see them in there right at the entrance on the inside there. There's still a few that were outside the hive last night when I closed things up. And we're going to use that brush you saw me in my hand a little bit ago, and we're going to use that brush to brush them off, and they're going to stay here. Hopefully they'll go find another hive somewhere close by that will be good for them and good for the other hive too. All right, let's get a little time lapse going here. Hello everybody, welcome out now to Holyoke Bee Yard number 1. And we did not record this taking them out of the truck and putting them out here because kind of in a hurry. Looks like we got a storm bearing down on us here. We can feel a little drip now and then. So kind of in a rush to get things done here. But we did get everything set up out here. Of course, these two hives, number 1 and 2 now out here at Bee Yard 1, are the Carniolans that I got in a package last April 24th. And boy, they're both very heavy, and so I'm inclined to put another super, I shouldn't say super, I'll put another deep on top of both of these and get ready for winter coming up here. Still plenty of flowers blooming out here. I saw a here and there a clover, so we still got some clover out there, and hoping that'll help them build up. And as soon as we do our harvest, then like I've said before, as soon as we do the harvest, I'll put on some mite treatments, and then we'll start feeding them soon after that, and some pollen patties too. All right, and of course over here are the 2 swarms, and my executive producer here is helping out. I don't even know if you're on the camera there, but you can pop your head in here. There she is. She's getting the straps down. We thought maybe we wouldn't have to do the straps, and then I got to thinking, okay, we got a storm coming in, and probably wouldn't be wise to let these sit out here like that. So our 2 swarms, which are drastically different in weight. This one was very heavy. I want to say at least 30, 35 pounds, somewhere in there. And this one was almost nothing in there. So I have a feeling our swarm, which this was over on the birch tree, my birch tree swarm box, if I could say it, birch tree swarm box. There, we got it. And this one was over on the house there. And it did look a little weak while it was there, not much activity. And when you lift up that box, it feels like there's hardly anything in there. So I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to do it today, but I'll have to come back with the bottom boards, inner covers, and a regular metal covered telescoping cover here, and get them all set up. But I have a feeling once I dig into this box, the one that was next to the house there, that I'm not going to find much in there. Maybe some old bees that moved in during the swarm. They thought this was their place, and the rest of the hive went over here or something. So we'll see later on. But now that everything's strapped down, thank you, executive producer, I do appreciate that. Everything's strapped down, and you may want to go away just a little bit, because once I open these things up, the girls are not going to be happy. They're over here very anxious to get out. I think I showed that to you before. Once I open that up, they're going to come flying out, and all of a sudden they're going to be confused and flying every which way. And so it ought to be interesting. So I'm going to start down here with Bee Yard number 1, hive 1 now. And maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe I should have gloves on, but we'll find out. So start pulling off these staples I put in there last night at 11:30, midnight, whenever that was. I want to keep this screen in here as tight as I can so they don't start leaking out on me. And okay, that's 4 down and 2 to go here. It's almost like a countdown for SpaceX or something here. Okay, 1 left. And I'm going to grab this with my pliers and get off to the side. And here they come. I don't expect them to go very far, because they're going to be, oh my goodness, where are we now? I'm going to open this back up here for them, that top one, but I'll keep this one on vent for now. And we even have a few that their heads are stuck in the screen. I'll bring that over. You can take a look. But I'm going to let them settle down for just a couple minutes here, because they've been caged up, and look, they're already starting to beard over there. And a couple of them that are your heads got stuck in here, so we'll try and help them get out of there. Oh, just here, hold on a second. What was that again? Ah, the executive producer is hearing thunder. I came over my intercom here. Yeah, right. Uh, just like the big news channels, right? So we're hearing thunder. That means I better even go a little faster than I thought I should before. All right, we got one more. Okay, all the bees are out of there. Let's do the next one. I'm not going to stick over in front of that one, so I'll get the next set of staples here on hive number 2, Bee Yard 1, hive number 2. And boy, they're chomping at the bit to get out here too. And I'm sure it was well, it was 70 degrees at home. Do you remember seeing what temperature is here? Yeah, she's going to check. My producer's going to check for me. Isn't that nice having a producer? All right, 2 gone. 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, here they come out. And boy, they are coming out. I'm going to quick open up that, and they are just flying out of there. 77 degrees here at Holyoke, huh? Okay. So a little bit warmer down here. It feels a lot more humid, but it's probably because the storm coming in. We could even smell a little bit of the rain on the air in a couple places as we're coming down. So there we go. All right, well, they're already, I don't know if they're doing orientation flights already, but they're still piling out of the hive number 2. All right, I'm going to open up the swarm here. The only entrance we have is there, and yeah, they're pretty excited to get out of there too. So that's going to be, once I get everything set up here, beehive number 1. I'm sorry, bee yard number 1, hive number 3. And they are very healthy. They're, like I said, I got to put another box on here real soon. It was so heavy that I'm sure they've got a lot of stores in there, and maybe not enough space for the queen to continue laying eggs and keep them going here. But we'll get that fixed ASAP pronto. All right, and last but not least, the box that was up next to the house. Of course, this again was the one out by the birch tree, hanging on the birch tree there, that swarm box. And the swarm box that was hanging on the house. Let's see if anybody's in there. Well, there's a few. They seem to be piling out of there pretty good too. Not quite as many, but that. Well, I'm very interested to dig into this and see if there's evidence of a queen in there or what. Or maybe that was the mated queen that flew out, and we had a virgin queen, and it took a little while for them to for the queen to build up her strength, go out and mate, and then come back, start laying eggs. So maybe it's good in there, but there we go. All right, well, that's it. I think we're pretty much done here. I was going to dig into the other hives in bee yard number 2 to see how the honey was doing, but considering the rain is almost on us here, and that the executive producer for Windy Ridge Apiary's YouTube channel has determined we got lightning coming because she heard thunder, we'll kind of call it a day here, and quite the day. Well, that of course leaves, I'm sorry, I keep going on and on here, as someone complained about this morning. No, you weren't complaining? Okay, it was just a comment of sorts. Creative critique. Okay, whatever you want to call it. But that leaves 2 hives still up at Windy Ridge, the really weak one, and then the other one, which I think was one that swarmed, and maybe 2 swarms out of there. And I got to dig into each of those and see if it's even worth moving the really weak one. And the other one I think is worth moving, but I want to check on it and see how much they have for stores and whatnot. And like I said before, it's too tall to fit in the back of the truck, so I'm probably going to have to take off that bottom box, and if there's any brood or anything, move it up to another box and then move them that way. Okay, now that's it for here. I promise, maybe this time for sure. Thanks everybody for joining. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching this episode from Windy Ridge Apiaries. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on any newly posted videos. And at your discretion, please leave a comment below. And until next time, do a good day.